Hello and welcome to new breakthroughs in pain relief, which I've especially put together for people with fibromyalgia, although this is applicable to pretty much anyone in chronic pain. So first of all, who am I? My name's Pickard, and I've been working with people in chronic pain for 20 years now, both as originally a chiropractor. I'm now an ex-chiropractor. You can find out why I decided to do that on another video. But I also do a lot with nutrition, a lot with emotional issues, a lot with stress, a lot with detoxification. And I'm not really going to talk about any of those things that I do in the clinic, because what I want to do is I want to arm you with things that you can do at home for free that may help you get over your pain and to change your life, and hopefully maybe even get rid of brain fog, help you understand what's going on with you. Because there have been 3 amazing breakthroughs in our understanding of pain recently. Okay, now the first one is that pain seems to be contagious, but also so is happiness. And a lot of problems with fibromyalgia forums, fibromyalgia groups online, I found, is that there's a lot of people in a lot of pain with a lot of frustration and very low trust and very little actual help in understanding what's really going on with them. It's just all about the pain, the pain, the pain. And I have been in fibromyalgia forums and I have all kinds of abuse hurled at me for trying to help. Whereas in a cancer forum, I get nothing but, can this help? Can this help? I get questions. People are genuinely interested in helping themselves. People with cancer are more vulnerable than people with fibromyalgia. But part of fibromyalgia is inflammation of the brain, which can cause trust issues, and self-sabotage, which can stop you actually doing the things to get you better, which is investigating the actual cause of your problem. And so the first thing that you really have to do is you've got to get yourself out of a situation where pain is contagious and get yourself into a situation where happiness is contagious. And there's a place online that I send all of my patients, and I recommend all of my friends go to, and I use myself, where happiness is contagious. And it's a specific forum on Facebook. Now, you don't have to join Facebook to watch the videos on there, but it's going to make it a whole lot easier, and it's free. And I'm going to share that, how to get that. Just put your email in the thing below and you'll get all the information that you need to find that. Okay, now the next thing, okay, is something called pain neuromatrix theory, which is a whole new understanding of what pain really is. And so what we originally thought pain was, is we think of pain as, you know, we put a hand in the fire, we feel pain, we take a hand away from the fire. But what's actually happening is a hand goes in the fire. This sends messages up to the brain saying it's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting really hot, it's actually damaging this person, you need to take action. And so the action signal is the pain saying you must make a change. Okay, so this signal is actually coming from the brain to your consciousness. It's not coming from here to you. It's actually, this goes into the brain, and then parts of the brain fire take an action. Now, with the fire, it's obvious what the action is, and so the pain is signaled where the pain is, and so you make the appropriate action. But the problem with fibromyalgia is that it's actually to do with many different things that have gone wrong, and I'm going to get into this in a little bit. Many different things that have gone wrong in the cells of the nerves, in the brain, all sorts of different things have happened. And so there are all kinds of different parts of the body that are in pain, and the problem with pain that's coming from inside the body, or problems on the inside of the body, our brain doesn't know how to interpret them. So for instance, problems in the brain get interpreted as brain fog and mood problems. There's no pain signal directly from the brain. Whereas if it's on the inside, you can feel pain in all kinds of different places, and it can cause nausea, it can cause pain to travel all over in different areas each day, depending on what you've eaten and what chemicals you've been exposed to and what emotional stress you've been under. And so the brain then puts out all these signals saying, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong, you must make a change. And unfortunately, the way that medicine has gone about chasing the pain, and most people with fibromyalgia go about chasing the pain, is that they think the pain is the problem, but the pain is not the problem. The pain is the signal from your brain that you need to make changes. And in my clinic, I see people who have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and they broadly fit into 3 different groups. And they fit into a group of people who just do not have fibromyalgia, and they respond to just, they may have brain fog, they may have pain, but nothing else says fibromyalgia, and they respond and they get better with kind of physical therapies and nutritional therapies. Then we get people who do have fibromyalgia, but then they respond to either the fact that they're so full of toxins that certain chemicals in their bodies don't work properly, so they can't actually repair, so you have to remove the toxins and they feel better. Some people, it's they haven't got all of the right nutrients going in the body, so you change their diet, you change their lifestyle, you give them the right nutrients, and they get better. The third type is that it's all to do with some kind of physical problem, and you actually get the physical side of things working better, and they get better. So that's in that group, in the second group. Then the third group is the people that they have so much stuff ingrained that they need to work on stress levels, they need to work on emotional issues, they need to work on getting the physical stuff done, they need to change their diet, they need to detox, they need everything. They need everything, and it takes a long time to change. So those are the groups of people that I see, and those are the kind of categories. Some people don't have fibromyalgia, some have easy to work with fibromyalgia, and they respond to just one type of therapy, or you have people that you need a whole lot changed, because there's a lot of change that needs to happen. So the third thing about pain I wanted to introduce you to, which is something that you can do at home, is something called oppositional joint therapy, or opposing joint theory, which is that if you have, the way that forces are loaded through your body, when you're trying to lift a weight overhead with one arm, it's like a lot of force actually comes down through the opposite side of the body and up. And so it's thought that if you have a problem in, say, your right hip, it's actually really neurologically related to your left shoulder. And so if you can't, say for instance, lift your right leg up, what you need to do is you need to do the opposite motion with your opposite joint. So if you can't lift your leg up in front of you, what you do is you lift your arm up by the side of you. Or if you can't bring your leg in, you bring your opposite shoulder out. And you actually do movements and mobilizations and just even lifting a weight or just moving your arm, and that will actually free up the joint a little bit. And it's the same with the wrists as well. If you have wrist pain, then you work on the opposite ankle and moving it in the opposite direction. You can move and stretch it. And there's probably going to be videos showing you different mobilizations for different joints online into different positions. Just remember that where you have the pain in your body, do something on the opposite side at the opposite end of the body. So ankle goes to wrist, elbow goes to knee, shoulder goes to hip. In the spine, what happens, the pelvis and the hips are related to the neck. So if you have problems on the right side of your pelvis, work in the neck. And then if you have problems in the middle of the back, work on the lumbar spine, the lower part of the back, and vice versa. So if you can't bend backwards because it hurts your lower back, what you want to do is you want to kind of compress and flex your chest, and that will then help you arch back. Now these all work on things neurologically, and I know a lot of people are in a lot of pain, and it can take some time to find the right movements to start unlocking this, but it's worth giving it a go. If you have a lot of pain in one joint one day, then work on the opposite joint that's completely pain-free to see if it unlocks it and frees things up for you. So what else do I have in my notes to give you? Yes, the brain is where pain gets turned into suffering. So it's very important that you understand that all the medical drugs and all the things that you're given to work on pain, they don't actually change what you're doing. Now, they may work on the brain temporarily, but it's only if the problem is in the brain that the drugs are actually going to work in the right way. And they're going to wear off eventually, which is why one of the most successful drugs for treating fibromyalgia, which is opioid-based painkillers, like in America, Lyrica, after about 8 months, the people that went on Lyrica are actually in more pain than people that had the same amount of pain at the start that never went on the drug. Because the problem is, painkillers like opioid painkillers actually put more toxins in the body, which stop your liver from working worse, which cause all kinds of havoc in the brain and the nervous system in the body. And so it means you then come off the drug, you feel even worse because of withdrawal symptoms, so you think the drug was helping. But if you just go with it for a bit, your pain levels go back to how they were before you went on the drug. So what can you do, and what are we going to be doing to help you? Well, first of all, you can listen to this video again. There are things that I can do in the clinic if you so want to do anything like that. But what I'm doing on this forum where we spread happiness as a contagion, I know it may sound a bit woo-woo, but there's actually a lot more to it than that, is we help introduce, and it's not even my forum, it's run by a guy who's a life coach. He used to work with he's worked with celebrities around the world. He used to be on TV in the UK. He runs it, and every day he's working on people's mindset. But over the past few weeks, I've been helping them install what's called the Magnificent 7 health strategies. And so these are things that basically help bring healthy habits into your life. And we have people going in there with fibromyalgia, people going in there with chronic fatigue, people going in there with weight issues, people going in there with all kinds of health problems and life problems. And you gravitate to where in the forum people are actually getting over these problems. And there's daily live broadcasts from people who are showing you how to overcome these struggles. And what I'm doing is I've done this 7-week course on developing these 7 healthy health strategies, and I'm going to restart this outside of the forum as well, so that everybody can access this, because at the moment, in order to access what I've previously done, you have to be a member of this forum. But I'm going to be doing this for free for everyone that wants to join in and to adopt 7 health strategies that can change your life. Now, if this is any interest to you, then just fill in the email address below. I'll send you an email with more information. I'll send you more information on the questions that you need to ask your doctor. There are certain things that are going on with fibromyalgia patients that need to be investigated. You'll be able to find out if your doctor is actually going to do you some good. I'm going to tell you about the chemical that seems to be related to fibromyalgia, the intestinal problem that's related to fibromyalgia, that if you get fixed, that may actually solve your problem, and a whole host of other things in a number of emails. Okay? So please, please, please help yourself. I'm not asking for anything. I just want to share information from you. I want to spread the happiness so you get over the pain, so that the pain contagion stops. Be well.